To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
The wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello and welcome back to the Wildest POD in the Wilderness. I'm your host Matthew, and today I'm joined by absolutely no one. I'm sorry, you guys just have me today. No Tori on this one. No Brandon, no any special guests like that. This episode, is just it's going to be a plain, straightforward, but also not at all. Right, guys? Because one, am I really alone? Because I got you guys. You guys, it's why we do this. We love playing the games and whatnot, but sometimes you need a little serious note, all right? And that serious note is all the major Disney news that has happened all over the past month. It has been an insane month for the Walt Disney Company. And every single time I try and put out this news update video for you guys, boom, groundbreaking news happens. And kind of thank God, because as of recording this, May 8th, this news just dropped. And I would have had to have done an emergency podcast for how big this news is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you must have been living under a rock, because it's groundbreaking news. And let's just jump straight to it. Your one-stop shop for everything Disney, the Wildest Podcast in the Wilderness news episode. Let's break it down for you guys. So, starting off strong, I'm not going to tease you guys at all. It's going to be biggest thing right now. Boom. Disneyland Abu Dhabi. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But, guys, this is the 7th Disney park around the globe. This is going to be insane. A brand new resort is coming to Abu Dhabi. And, this is some of the most exciting Disney news that we've had maybe in over a decade. Right? This is insane news, and Disney's able to do this in partnership with it's one of the entertainment groups there in country. I believe it's called Mural. I may be wrong, but this is one of the qualms of live podcasting, guys. But we're going to talk all about all the specifics of this new Disneyland and a bunch of stuff that's going on right here at home for us. So let's jump into it. Disneyland Abu Dhabi. It's going to be the 7th Disney resort park around the world, located on Yas Island, I'm pretty sure. And we've seen this in some of the other international parks where Disney partners with someone. This time they're partnering with an entertainment group. Unlike, I believe, some of the Japanese parks are funded by the government, less an entertainment company. But nevertheless, Disney is not really funding this at all. It seems like Mural is fully funding the project, and Disney is going in sort of a creative management role. They're going to be leading, through their Imagineers and everything like that, guys. They're going to be leading the creative projects and the helm. It's going to be, Bob Iger's, one of his favorite things. It's like, inherently Disney, but also culturally sensitive. You know what I mean. I don't know the quote. Qualms of live podcasting. But he said that about this. He's really, really excited. I put some quotes up there on the Instagram when we posted about it. So definitely go check that out. Some really interesting quotes. But a little bit we barely know anything about this park. Right? It was just announced 2 days ago, it feels like. So we're really just learning about the partnership and that it's happening, but none of the details. Even the creative art that they showed us Here, I'm going to look at this art, pull this up real quick so I can just react to it. Yeah, but guys, if you pull up the Google image of the drawing rendering, it looks like that is it's a very obscure and abstract model. None of this looks very definite. Looking at it, I kind of see, obviously, the castle, but it looks like a glass castle. This could be one of it. Bob Iger said it's going to have a modern castle. I'd love to see what that looks like. Looking to the left of that, we'll just go around to the left clockwise. Looks like some sort of lagoon, maybe an Avatar area, maybe Moana. There seems to be some sort of greenish beige dome on the left side. There seems to be Big Thunder Mountain up there in the Red Mountain kind of area. And going all the way over to the right, I mean, that looks like Tron to me. That looks like Tron. And then all the way over, even more to the right, some sort of like snowy mountain, maybe Everest. But, you know, this will be a modern park for the modern times. This is going to be absolutely insane. And whenever I have money, I would love to go visit this when it is finished, because this is insane. Tori and I got to go see one at the Paris International Park, and it was breathtaking in a way. So if this is going to even sniff that, it might be amazing. Or if Paris even sniffs what this is about to become. So as you can tell, just based on a Disney perspective of what they're going to be able to do, I am very, very excited about this project. So you guys tell me how you feel about it. Obviously, I don't really want to touch on the controversy. I don't even know what it is, really. All I know is I was reading some stuff in the comments when I first saw it on Instagram, and there were so many people upset. I'm not even going to pretend to think I know anything that's going on. All I know is new Disney park, Bob Iger's excited, so you know what? I'm excited, and this is going to be a good time. But let's talk about what it is going to have come opening day. So this new resort will have a new park, at least one. It's going to be the Disneyland. Right, everyone knows and loves it. We'll see what the modern twist is that Iger is teasing, but you know, it's going to be a new park, new resort hotels and rooms and accommodations, dining and shopping, and tons of entertainment. All right, now, like I said, we're in the beginning stages of this, so there's absolutely no timeline. Right, it has just been announced. We'll see. Maybe we'll get more artwork, more definitive artwork, less abstract, but we'll see. Iger chose here because, and he says, regional demand and long-term opportunity. Now, long-term opportunity obviously, you know, points to them making money. Well, they're a business. They got to make money. I understand. They're not going to do something that loses them money. Bring back the Magical Express. Anyway, the regional demand, they were saying that hundreds of millions of people want to go to Disney who are income qualified. I'm using quotes. That's their term. Iger quoted that. Income qualified. And he's saying that hundreds of millions of people there want to go. But with the other 6 locations around the world, it's too tough for them to go. And he said, let's bring our product to them. And you know, I understand that. From a pure business point of view, from that sentence alone, totally understand that. I mean, that's why you do these international things, and that's why you expand. So other Disney news, and what I think directly correlates to that, and then we'll kind of move into the other news about stuff. This is just kind of the breaking news. Disney Q2 analysis. Okay, so we're not going to talk about every single aspect of the Walt Disney Company and how they're doing economically and everything like that. But we'll focus on the domestic parks and experiences. So their Q2 analysis for their income rose 13% to $1.8 billion. Now that's really, really good. Okay, that's, and that's just domestic, right? That's just world, California, and stuff like that. And that came about due to higher park attendance, the expanded cruise line with the Treasure, I believe, and then, of course, their timeshare business going skyrocketing, their DVC performance. It was pretty good in quarter two. Now, with this positive, there also has to be a negative. So, international parks saw a 23% decline. And from what I was reading, that's mainly due to the Hong Kong and Shanghai resort performances. Just happens. There will be the 23% decline is pretty tough for the international parks. Now, you might say, Matt, why are you saying that if quarter two saw a decline for international parks, why are they opening another one? Well, I think a few reasons. It's fully funded. Disney, this isn't really a risk for Disney except to their image. And Bob Iger, who seems to be doing a very course correct on the Disney image as of recently, he probably did his homework. And with somebody taking on all that financial responsibility, it might behoove them to do this. And it might get rid of that decline, to make up for the Chinese resorts. So we'll see if there truly are hundreds of millions of people who want to go to Disney but can't because of how far away it is. It might bring in a lot of money, so I understand that. But you guys tell me in the comments what you think about this new Disneyland. It sounds so cool. It sounds so cool, and we basically have a one-sentence description of what it is and an abstract painting. So obviously, new information, new opinions. We'll see everything that goes on. But yeah, tell me what you guys are thinking about everything Bob Iger's saying about it being new and modern. Do we need to bring some of that over to the other parks? Do we need more modern stuff? And are we doing enough of that with the new Monsters Inc. land and Tropical Americas? But we'll get into that in a second. Now, you guys do have me on as your episode host, so of course I had to bring up some of my favorite Disney IP. What's that? What'd you say? Oh yeah, it's the Muppets. I love the Muppets. If you know anything about me, it's that big Muppet guy. Try to watch a Muppet movie, at least once a month, so I'm watching 12. And December, of course, it's, the Muppet Christmas Carol. But let's get into a Muppets rumor that was going on this week. So Disney Live Entertainment cast members were posting on their social media about a special filming event in mid-May for Muppets Vision 3D. Now, the most logical thing that we can think about this is that it's a Muppet Vision 3D archival recording, right? It's about to close for the new stuff, and the Muppets are moving over to Rock and Roller Coaster. So it only makes sense for them to do an archival recording. Now, why are they doing it just now? I don't know. I thought they would already have had it, I guess. But they must be doing it. They must have had an old copy or something, and now they're using their professional cam. I don't really know what's going on. So to me, there's a lot more questions than there are answers with this rumor. And it's pretty interesting. I really would like there to be more Muppets on the way. I wasn't there for this happening, but when there were live Muppets, I don't know where it was, but I know it has happened before. I think that should be a staple, whether it be in Liberty Square, whether it be in the American Pavilion, in Epcot. I think something should happen. And if I'm the person to do it on my on my singles of followers, not even tens of followers, hundreds, no, not thousands, singles of followers, we'll see what I can accomplish with my voice. But yeah, more Muppets. Would love for that to be on the way. But moving on to probably the second biggest piece of news to come out recently would probably be the announcement of the name for the new tavern in Magic Kingdom. The Pirates of the Caribbean themed tavern in Magic Kingdom. We got a name for it. It is the Beak and Barrel. And that's pretty cool. Big pirate themed tavern for people of all ages. And we got a little bit of a storyline. It's Captain Mary and Rummy who run the tavern. Captain Mary, her name is Meridian Goldwyn, and her first mate, Parrot, named Rummy. And that's pretty cool. I really like the name Rummy. That's pretty funny. Rummy will be an animatronic parrot who will serve as the tavern's quartermaster and storyteller. So it seems like a very interactive place. The layout is, it will have two areas. We'll have the main hall, which is like the mess hall. The story is that it was once a mess hall for Spanish soldiers. Now it's for pirates with Captain Mary, and there's candles on a big anchor, and there's skulls, and there's rum bottles, and everything on the wall. It's going to be all decked out in decor. And then you have the side room, which is described as the peak of pirate luxury. It's the captain's quarters. The story is once a room for a Spanish commander. And that's pretty interesting. Like, it's now Captain Mary's, and there's like all these captain-y-esque things on the wall, like ships and bottles and stuff like that. That seems pretty cool. But the experience, and there's no menu yet. We'll get that as we get closer to the release date. But for the experience, according to the Disney World website, guests will experience the, and this is a quote, Tortuga world through sing-along, storytelling, and enchanting surprises. Now, that seems very vague, but storytelling, that's Disney. They just threw in storytelling, but they could have left it out, and everyone would have assumed that there would have been storytelling. They tell stories through everything. They tell stories through the food. So the sing-alongs is pretty interesting. Yeah, that's just very interesting. I guess you'd have Captain Mary, of course, and just other pirates come in and just kind of sing sea shanties. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Very, very interesting. I would love if Jack Sparrow showed up. Like, if he did that a few times a day. I mean, if they don't, that's a little bit of a letdown. He is Pirates of the Caribbean, at least, I think so. So that's pretty interesting. And it seems like, this is some of the interactive entertainment that Disney is stepping in the direction of doing. And that's very, very cool to me. I don't see any negatives to this. This is a very big Matthew thumbs up, in my opinion. But a little bit of a constricting kind of news about this tavern. Guests will be held to a 45-minute time limit within the tavern, and that's not a lot of time. But it's not. I don't know if this is sit down. I don't believe it is. So I don't know. It might be. I'm not sure. But 45 minutes is not a lot of time. So their service, or whatever it may be, I don't know what to call it, but you know what I mean. Like it must be a very proficient and effective work environment. They need to be going if I only have 45 minutes in this place. Now, you will be able to drink here. That's pretty big for people, obviously 21 or older, but you're going to be kept to 2 drinks, and that's just like Oga's Cantina, like in Galaxy's Edge, right? So they're being consistent across the board there for in-park taverns and bars, which is pretty cool. Well, not cool, it's just what they're doing. But the 2 drink maximum doesn't really faze me, but the 45-minute seems a little. I understand it because a lot of people and it's gonna be really, really nice and gotta cycle people in and out, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem like that much time. So tell me down in the comments are you excited for the Beacon Barrel? But do you think 45 minutes is enough? Especially if they're, surprises and sing-alongs and storytelling, you might want to spend up to an hour in there, and I get that. Before I get into the permits and everything that has been filed recently and the construction, I'm going to throw some rapid-fire stuff at you guys, rapid-fire news, stuff that you probably already know, but we're just going to go over it anyway. This is your one-stop shop for all things Disney news. So here we go. Mama Melrose is permanently closing on May 10th. Just to remind you guys, it's going in play, it's closing for Monsters Inc. They're not just getting rid of it. It's going away for Monsters Inc. All right, and we love Monsters Inc. At least I do. I don't know. Tori's kind of, she hates. I don't know. She doesn't hate it, but she is a little cautious of all the changes coming to Disney World. So I'm very excited about it. Not a big deal for me. Might be a big deal for you, but if it is, closing May 10th, get there if you want it one last time. Reservations are now available for Epcot's newest adult-only lounge, GO82, and that's pretty cool. An adult-only lounge in, no offense to child's theme park. It's not a child's theme park, but, Epcot at least is the most adult of all of them. I think we can all agree on that. But, that's pretty cool. Like this new lounge from all the artwork looks awesome. Cool thing I saw is they're doing a fireworks experience. It's going to cost $179. You get a window table, you get a free drink, and you get small food served during the fireworks show, and that's pretty cool. Obviously, 21 plus only, have a valid ID with you guys. So when that opens up and you're like, oh, cool, fireworks experiences, I love doing that, definitely hop on that. It seems like one of the fireworks experiences that might be worth it the most. I'd probably say that this one or maybe an Epcot's one, especially this one, and the Fantasmic firework experiences are probably the ones most worth it. Typhoon Lagoon is open for summer, open daily 10 to 7. That's pretty cool. And then starting May 21st, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach will be open for the summer, and that's pretty cool. Epcot Sea Pavilion, starting May 27th, 2025. It will operate on the same time as the rest of the park. So formally, it's been closing at 7 p.m., but now for the summer, it's going to stay open with the rest of the park. So that was just a little rapid-fire news that you guys didn't want to deep dive into really much of it, but let's get into the permits of it all. So we're going to be getting a lot of news about hopefully some permits for the new Disneyland, but on the domestic side, Astro Orbiter reassembly may be coming. That's pretty cool. Disney filed a new notice of commencement. So what that means is there obviously some work is going to be done, and it's been going for a while, doing its maintenance, but maybe the reassembly will be happening soon. We'll keep you guys updated. New permits were filed for office trailers near Magic Kingdom. We assume for the new Cars Land, because that's where they're putting they filed the permits for where the Cars Land would be located and not the Villains Land. And on that note, land clearing has begun beyond Big Thunder. And a lot of people don't like this. A lot of people don't like this new Cars Land idea. I am not one of those people. I think this is probably one of the coolest things you could do. Is it a little off maybe in the theming of Frontierland? Maybe it's kind of stretches out, where are you, right? But they're not doing a Radiator Springs. Everyone says, oh, it's Cars Land, oh, they're doing Radiator Springs. They're not doing Radiator Springs. What they're doing is just a dirt road with the Cars characters. And that sounds pretty good. You know? It doesn't have to be all horses. It could be just a little time jump, I guess. But on that, land clearing is continuing for the Tropical Americas and everything DinoLand. Tori is very, very bittersweet about everything going on in Animal Kingdom because, you know, obviously she worked in DinoLand. But, you know, she is excited for the Tropical Americas to come because she loves Indiana Jones, so do I. So this will be interesting. Level 99 permit was filed. Disney, before Level 99, I should say, Disney filed a demo or general construction permit for the location of the former NBA experience. And it's already announced that Level 99 will open up a location there. Don't know much about Level 99, but it seems fun. It's going to be at Disney Springs. And then probably to maybe some of the disappointing permit, I would say, is the new Big Thunder Mountain permit. And so a little background on the permit situation for Big Thunder and just Big Thunder in general. Big Thunder Mountain's closed right now, going through a huge refurbishment. It was going to take a long time, still taking a long time. And their permits were to expire on March 13th, 2026, because Disney has not given a exact date for when it will reopen. They just say reopen sometime 2026. But those permits were supposed to expire March 13th, 2026. Disney has filed new permits that extend it to April 15th, 2026. And to me, that sounds like it will be at least many more weeks until we'll see Big Thunder Mountain open. Seems like somewhere along the line, they were like, all right, this is going to take longer than expected. We need to file more. So on top of still a already uncertain timeline, this just brings up more questions. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. A little quick, not emergency, but news update pod. Big storylines to take away from this, guys, would be the 7th Disney park on the globe. That's an amazing feat to have for your company, and it's great for everyone around the globe who gets to experience what we all know in Disney, and that's completely cool. The growth of the company, especially in the Q2 analysis of everything, domestic parks and experiences, that's rising. This is pretty great. It could just mean more and more investment into the domestic parks, which is what we want. I know a lot of people want a 5th one. I don't think it's a 5th park in Orlando. It's not going to happen, but that could be really, really cool. All right, just more and more stuff. Beacon Barrel coming to Magic Kingdom. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be really, really cool. It's the start of everything new coming to Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is going to be, to me, almost a brand new park. It is insane, all the updates and new stuff they're bringing there. So be on the lookout for that. And general construction's happening. Everything's getting better, but everything has to look a little bit worse so you can tear it down and rebuild it better. That goes for Villains Land whenever they start that, Cars Land, and the Tropical Americas. So, Disney, a work in progress. So I'm going to stop talking about the news for you guys for a second. And for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about Thunderbolts. I saw Thunderbolts over the weekend. It was a fantastic Marvel movie. Did they defeat Sentry with the power of friendship? Yes. Yes, they did. Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert here on out. But the movie was just absolutely fantastic. Tori was moved by it. She cried during some of those scenes with Bob and the team coming together. Red Guardian is absolutely hilarious. Would love to see him in more stuff going forward. And the fact that they are the new Avengers cracks me up. It gives me so many questions about Bucky and Sam that I'm like, why? It's a government-run or a government-backed Avengers team. You got to have more details about it. But if it is like what Tony wanted in Captain America: Civil War, why would Bucky be interested in that? He seems like more of a Cap guy, and I understand why Sam might not want it because he's listening to Steve, but other than that, it is just a fantastic movie. The first hour and a half, I think, are some great examples of great Marvel. A lot of people have been saying that this is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. You guys are forgetting about Guardians 3. Guardians 3 was fantastic. It is the best Marvel movie since Guardians 3. It is better than Deadpool and Wolverine. I'd rather watch this than Deadpool and Wolverine if I was looking for a good movie. But Deadpool and Wolverine is always a fantastic watch. If you haven't seen Thunderbolts, please go see it. If you have, tell me what you thought in the comments. And go ahead and tell us exactly what you thought of all this breaking news that's going on in Disney around the globe. Not just in Disney World, but around the globe. But that's all going to be from me, guys. Have a good one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.